Welcome back to the PAC Sports Network for our halftime show as we're at the break between Geneva and Westminster. And we're now joined by Westminster junior men's basketball player Jaxon Hendershott. Jaxon, first off, thanks so much for taking a little time to chat today. I know your team's been playing well over the last couple of games, including a huge win against St. Vincent. What started to click for the team recently?
Yeah, I think it's just starting to especially knock some shots down right off the bat. Last Wednesday we were able to make some tough shots for make them foul us, make some free throws, and defensively we were able to stop them, make them make some tough shots, and it went our way.
Yeah, you guys definitely were able to carry that momentum in that game and have been able to build on it since then. But I want to get into your career a little bit, and then we'll walk our way into the present and how we got to today. But started your career out obviously at Westminster. What led you to wanting to begin your career there and deciding to say, hey, I want to be a Titan?
Yeah, definitely. Something that really helped me out was Reese Leone, who's our point guard at the time. I went to high school with him, and he committed here. So knowing right off the bat, I got someone who I can lean on coming into here. Soroki was able to show me the type of environment that he has going on here, and I loved it. And then on top of all of that, we had Trey DePietra, Alex Rothwell, Drew Weir, who I've all played against in high school or AAU. So I got to know their kind of play style, and I liked it. So
Well, it's a kind of a nice coming together, like you mentioned, with all those different pieces. With a teammate of yours coming to Westminster, playing against guys you went up against in high school, and your freshman season, you had a nice season, carved out a really nice role for yourself, had a season high 17 points during the season as well. In that performance specifically, what did that kind of do for your confidence early in your career, showing that hey, you can compete and play at a high level at the college level?
yeah, it definitely boosted my confidence up a lot. It got me into loving the game even more. Being able to help the guys out during practices and coming into the games and doing what I can. And I know they always trusted me with the rock whenever we needed a big shot, and I did my thing.
Well, you quickly became an everyday player as a sophomore, starting and playing in every single game. What was that adjustment like for you going from being, a role kind of reserve player, 12, maybe 15 minutes a game, to then quickly being a starter and a heavily relied upon player?
Yeah, I never really thought of it as anything like a big jump. It's something I've always been a team player, understood what my role is, and that adjustment, thanks to Reese Leone and the older guys for kind of helping me fit into that starting role, and it kind of became an easy transition, and led to a pretty solid season.
Well, you're having a more than a solid season this year, really having a breakout year, more than doubling your points per game total from last year to this year. Going into the offseason this past year, what was kind of the focus for you and where do you feel that your game has really taken the biggest jump during that offseason workout?
Yeah, I think definitely something that had to do was work on my mid range. Ever since high school, it's always been a three pointer, maybe a transition layup. But I've really had to learn how to expand my game, use the 3 point against my defense, and pump fake, dribble in, get that wide open mid range, and it's transitioned really well right now.
Without question, like mentioned, I mean your points per game total has gone up, your efficiency has gone up, and then this year your career high even went up 30 points against Geneva. And talk about a full circle moment. You play the Golden Tornadoes today. What do you remember the most about that game, and what do you feel was unique? I mean, was it anything different in terms of your warm up, how you felt in shoot around? I know guys say that they don't feel great on a shoot around, then they go off for 30 points. What was that day like for you that ultimately culminated in a huge night?
Yeah, it was actually kind of a weird day. Didn't really do a lot that day going into the game. Did my daily go to classes, but it was just kind of one of those days where it's like, kind of feel like I gotta get myself to motivated to try want to play this game. And then going into shoot around and pregame, it was just trying to get myself hyped up like I want to play this game. Went to shoot around, shooting horribly, actually. Did not do very well. Then got in the game, and first half, I mean, I didn't shoot that great, and then second half just went into this flow state and started making some crazy shots.
You mentioned the flow state. I'm actually curious about that. Do you feel like you're kind of almost on autopilot in a way? I mean, just kind of take me through that mindset in that game. I mean, your confidence probably has to be at an all-time high in those moments.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know for me, it's just at that point, it's like my brain's just taking over my body, and I'm just letting it do whatever it wants. I mean, there was one shot I had where I came off a double screen, and I just took one bounce and felt like Steph Curry 1-2 turn. It was just fading away over Tipton, who had his first game back, and it somehow went in, a little rainbow shot. So. It's good. It's kind of a nice feeling once you get into that state.
Without question. And if I don't know if you could tell, but I'm somebody that was never even close to 30 points. So I'm awfully curious about that mindset for sure. But I know that going into tonight, obviously, I'm sure, maybe your mindset is the same as being a scoring first mentality, or maybe knowing that, hey, they're going to hone in on me. I need to be more of a playmaker. Does that change at all for you, knowing that they're going to probably zero in on you for this scout?
I think it definitely has, especially for this year, not let alone this game. I think everyone's realized, hey, I can shoot the ball now, and I've had teams come up and press me, and I anticipate Geneva to do that like they did last game against them at their place. So really, all it comes down to for me is just when something happens like that, I just want to get my own teammates open, whether that's doing off-ball screens or being on the side of a screen happening so my guy won't go in and help or whatnot.
Well, Jaxon, you've definitely put together quite the season, and I'm sure you're going to have another great performance against Geneva. Before we let you run, I want to hear from you as the season kind of winds down, and hard to believe that we're almost to the end of the year. But what do you think is going to be key for your team to really kind of finish things out strong and carry some momentum into next season?
Yeah, right now I think we're playing really good basketball. Obviously, we've lost too many games this year, down one possession, 1 to 2 possessions. I think we just need to, continue working on getting those 5 to 8 plays at the end of the game or anytime during the game that will get us over the hump. And I think we will. I think we're putting together a really nice finish to the season, and hopefully we can do some magic next year.
Well, we are certainly excited to see how the rest of the season pans out for you and Westminster. Jaxon, thanks so much for stopping by today, and good luck the rest of the year.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
That's Westminster junior men's basketball player Jaxon Hendershott. Don't go anywhere, as we'll have more action of today's contest coming up in the second half on the PAC Sports Network.